My gym teacher said I'd never pass his fitness test, so I made sure he'd never pass a background check. Coach Davidson had it out for me from day one, and I mean that literally. I was the fat girl whose dad had destroyed his marriage in court. My dad's a lawyer who represented Davidson's ex-wife 3 years ago, and apparently she got everything in the divorce. So naturally, when I walked into his gym class freshman year, 200 pounds and already sweating from climbing the stairs, he decided I'd be his personal punching bag for the next 4 years. It started subtle, the kind of thing you could almost explain away if you tried hard enough. During CPR training, he needed someone to demonstrate the Heimlich maneuver and pointed directly at me. He positioned me in front of everyone, wrapped his arms around my waist, but his hands couldn't clasp together. After 2 tries, he said calmly, "Actually, let's have Madison come up instead for proper technique." He didn't explain why, just wrapped his arms easily around her tiny waist while I walked back to my spot. After that, I kept my head down and my mouth shut. But by sophomore year, it was clear he had it out for me. He invented new rules just for my failures, like anyone who couldn't finish a mile did push-ups while everyone else played volleyball. During soccer, I was permanent goalie because I had the most surface area, stuck there while everyone else rotated positions. Meanwhile, he'd help the pretty girls adjust their form with his hands lingering on their backs, their arms, their hips, while they giggled and called him Coach D. His favorites got to be team captains, always the thin athletic ones who wore their yoga pants a size too small. During swim unit, he announced everyone should wear whatever made them comfortable, but his eyes locked on me when he said it, and I heard someone snicker. The worst was when the scout came to watch Rebecca and Davidson gestured at me mid-jumping jack. "Ignore her, she just floats around for the grade, but the state says we have to include everybody." Spring fitness tests arrived, and he made me go first to get it over with. When I collapsed during the mile run, my legs giving out at the half mark, he stood over me shaking his head. This is what happens when you don't take care of yourself. The next day, I watched him spot Madison during weight training, his hands definitely where they shouldn't be, practically wrapped around her waist while she squatted. She wore those purple yoga pants that left nothing to imagination, and he told her she had perfect form. Then he turned to me and announced I'd be doing fitness remediation instead of lunch until I could pass basic requirements. That was it. I snapped. If he liked Madison so much, I'd give him Madison. Except I wouldn't need to work out or starve myself to look like her because I'd just create my own version. I remembered my dad always watching those To Catch a Predator sting videos on YouTube after dinner, shaking his head at the screen. They literally can't help themselves, even when it's obvious bait. That's when I knew exactly what I'd do. I started documenting everything. Which girls he spotted longest, whose forms needed the most hands-on adjustment, how long he lingered by the girls' locker room entrance. Then I created a fake profile pretending to be Madison herself. I used her photos from Instagram, picked ones from her private Insta that only a few people followed, and made an account on WhatsApp with a new number. The story would be that Madison wanted private coaching, but needed to keep it secret from her parents. The hook was instant. I found his personal WhatsApp through the staff directory, and had Madison message him late at night, saying she couldn't stop thinking about how he'd adjusted her form during squats on Thursday, how his hands on her back made her realize she wanted extra training, mentioning the purple yoga pants she'd worn that day, and how he'd called her form perfect. Details only the real Madison would know. He responded within minutes, said he'd noticed her potential too, suggested they keep this between them since people might misunderstand his personal attention. She sent him workout selfies I'd grabbed from her Instagram. He sent back stretching videos, then pics of himself demonstrating, then just pics of himself. When Madison mentioned how his hands felt during that squat session, how she wanted more hands-on coaching, he lost all pretense. 3 weeks in, she mentioned she'd just turned 17 last month, that her parents would kill her if they knew. He didn't care. The messages got explicit, detailed descriptions of their future training sessions that had nothing to do with volleyball. When I sent Madison's actual beach pics from spring break, he responded with something that would make a corn star blush. I screenshot everything, made sure every timestamp was visible, backed it all up twice. The screenshots hit every inbox that could hurt him. Davidson lasted exactly 2 days before disappearing, the school throwing together a panic assembly about boundaries while kids swapped theories about why he was gone. Turns out sending below-the-belt selfies to someone you think is 17 leaves a pretty clear paper trail, and the investigation moved fast. The real Madison was cleared immediately since she'd been touring colleges with her mom all week, posting campus selfies on her real Instagram 5 states away. His teaching license was trash within a week, and his second wife served him divorce papers right as the screenshots started trending in local Facebook groups. Months later, Dad mentioned Davidson at the courthouse. I looked up casually. "Yeah, heard he was messaging some girl." Dad shook his head. "Always knew that guy was a creep. Karma's a bitch." I sipped my water. "Yeah, karma."